Hey, what's up, everybody? Seeing Kane with the man, the van, and the bird again. I'm here with my girl, Birdie. What's up, Birdie? Birdie's over here chilling too. I thought today we would talk a little bit about some of the choices that I've made as far as what's going to be on the van in terms of external equipment, things like suspension, tires, wheels, off-road type goodies, overlanding kind of things, and hopefully you find it interesting. So the last video I put out, I talked about why I chose van life and how I got to the point of making the decision to go this direction. In this video, I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the decisions I've made once I decided to go with SoCal Camper Vans as my builder. There are so many decisions to make related to things along the lines of roof racks, tires, wheels, suspension, you name it. Like, there's so many components, and so I just want to talk a little bit about the external components, some of the external components, most of the major ones that I've chosen to go with on the build, and I'm really excited to see get put on the van. Some of them are, I think, going to be going on in the next couple weeks. Once I had made the decision, I immediately got deep into the research. Researching things like this is something I really enjoy, and I get rather deep on. So some people in my life can sometimes say maybe I go a little too deep, or they feel like maybe I'm in paralysis by analysis, but I don't feel that way. I think I go deep, and I think I end up making a decision. I just like being informed and knowing what's out there, and trying to make the right decision. First and foremost, I knew I wanted the van to be good both in snow and off-road. I plan on chasing snow in my winters to both snowboard and pow surf, and then I'd like to get remote in the non-winter time, go off-road, find unique spots to camp, and then also I'll be hiking a bunch and hopefully getting into some kayaking. We'll see. But I knew I wanted kind of the best of both of those worlds. It's similar. I mean, tires are probably one of the big differences, maybe, but I made decisions based on those factors, along with cost, budget, safety. I just knew that I wanted to go remote, and I needed a van to get me there. The first place I started going was, I discovered Owl Vans, and I started watching all of their videos. Like, I don't know how many, lots, 20 something, 30, I don't even know. Started watching all of their videos, and I really like what appears to be their quality, their attention to detail. I think John from Owl does a good job of explaining not only the product, but why they're making the product. And they've got some products I really like, and some of which will be making it on the van. I'll talk a little bit about that later. After Owl Vans, or kind of through Owl Vans, I discovered Van Compass, and I really like what Van Compass is doing, especially in terms of suspension. I like their adjustability. At that point, Nick from SoCal Custom Vans introduced me to Agile suspension, or Agile off-road, I should say. Their Rip Kit, the van I almost purchased from Nick, had the Rip Kit on it. He and I discussed for quite a while, like, the pros and cons and how it compared to Van Compass's suspension. and kind of the cost differences. And so then I went down the Agile off-road rabbit hole and I started watching all of their videos, and I really was drawn to John from Agile. So Owl has their founder's name is John, Agile's founder's name is John, but John from Agile, something about his approach really speaks to me. I like the way he is kind of instructive, and he seems cool to hang out with. He seems really patient in teaching people about off-roading, and then his racing background, off-road racing background, really speaks to me. And so I started discovering all of their products. I also looked into other suspension systems, but quickly found either I really wasn't interested in them, or they were just so expensive that they were out of my budget in order for me to get kind of the full package that I wanted. I don't have an unlimited budget, and so I really need to be, cost conscious. As I was doing all of this research and really realizing how many products are out there for Sprinter vans, it's kind of mind-blowing. I'm really fascinated by it. There are obviously a lot of Sprinter vans, modified Sprinter vans on the road, and you don't always see them. They certainly seem to stand out. Even here in Southern California, I don't see them a ton, but I do see them a lot down at the beach cities, and in Orange County, and then in San Diego. But there's obviously a lot of people modifying their vans, and it's really cool to see how many different products are out there, from skid plates to lights to ladders, sound systems, lockers, rear ends, wheels and tires, fuel tanks. Like, the sky's the limit, and it's been cool. It's been cool, like, learning about all of these things. So overall, I spent about probably 2 weeks at least researching all of this, watching hours of video. And so here are some of the decisions I made. I decided to go with the Agile Rip Kit suspension, including Bilstein struts. So that'll be installed by Agile, and that will also include their double shear brackets. And I think that's it. Also from Agile, we'll be having their skid plates, their rear locker, which I'm really intrigued and can't wait to try out. I really wanted to go with Owl Van's Dana 60 rear end, like the whole rear end, but the fact that it's more than twice as much as Agile's rear locker, it just put it out of the budget. But I'm going to be very curious to meet some people out there who have it and kind of compare notes. I went with the Van Compass hidden winch bumper. That'll allow me to mount a winch and also give me 2 recovery points at the same time as keeping the lines of the Mercedes bumper, which I actually really like. I wouldn't mind having a bumper that isn't like too ostentatious on the front end, but going with the Van Compass hidden winch bumper saved enough money where I was then able to buy Baja Designs LP9s, a couple of those on the front, and because I had no idea how expensive all of this stuff is, and lighting in particular is shocking. But there's a lot of technology in there. It's been a little bit of a sticker shock to see kind of what products in this realm cost. I'll be putting an Owl tire carrier ladder combo on the back to hold the spare tire and act as a ladder up to the roof. I kind of like the look of that product. I like the quality of that product, and I I kind of like how you like climb around the tire to get up to the roof, and I like that it's not taking up or like hanging off the side. But we'll see over time in a couple years if I still like that, or as I add stuff to the roof, if I will continue to be happy with that. But I can always add a ladder later if I need to. I will also be adding a backwoods roof rack as per Nick's recommendation. I didn't really research the roof racks too much. Nick really likes that one, and he uses it, I think, on all of his builds, and so that was an easy one. It'll have some solar up top and some other things, and I went with the Agile Overlander wheels with the dual valve stems, wrapped in BF Goodrich KO2s, 285/75, which is about like a 34. It's like a 33, 34. I think it's in between, for tires. And then I will also be adding the Agile big brake kit to the front, and I'm going to be doing that myself, which I'm excited about. I have the 2023 all-wheel drive with a electronic parking brake, and currently the Agile off-road big brake kit doesn't have a rear brakes, and I'll add those at some point down the road when they figure that out. And I'm fine, just adding those 6-piston calipers to the front end, the front brakes, which when you're at speed is doing a large portion of the braking anyway. I feel comfortable with that. Getting that big upgrade up front, I'm sure it's going to make a big difference. And then, like I said, I'll add the rear later. At this time, I won't be adding any aftermarket rear bumper. I'm going to hold off on anything on the rear right-hand door for now. I've kind of just bumped into budget issues, and I want to get out there and use the van for a little while before I make any other decisions as to what maybe boxes I buy or storage I buy for the back of the van. This stuff is so expensive. Again, I don't mean to harp on that so much, but it seems like anything is minimum of like $2,000, and so I just don't want to buy the wrong thing and have to figure out selling it at a discount later because it's not what I want and I want something different. So I'd like to kind of be smart about this and make my choices based on somewhat on at least like getting out there for a little bit. And overall, I'm super impressed with all of the offerings out there in this world. They all seem incredibly professional, seem like well-built products, and I'm excited to get to join the community, be a part of the community, and get to meet some of these people who are making these products and spend some more time with them. I think they're doing a good job. I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts on all of these products. If you're interested in joining this discussion, I really kind of feel like there's no right answer, no right way to do this right now. I think it's really just about what works for you and what fits your needs, / budget, and you can't really go wrong. I do like the fact that there are so many products that you get the opportunity to kind of individualize your van, even though to the untrained eye, vans might, or at least built out vans, they might all look the same on the exterior, but they're really not. And I don't know, it's kind of cool that like within the community you can kind of form your own identity through your van. I like that a lot. In an upcoming video, I'll talk about some of the like smaller products I'm going to be purchasing, like less major products, and hopefully you enjoy. I can't wait to get on the road. So in the meantime, I hope you're out there getting it. You know me and Birdie are. Albert. Birdie's a little lazy napper right now. All right, everybody. You guys take care.